Hi, this is David McCann for WebTNG. In this video, I'm taking a look at a new help desk and ticket management system for WordPress called Fluent Support. My first IT job was doing customer support, and later at another job I helped program an internal support application. Of course, as a customer, I've also experienced different ways companies offer support. What I've learned is that customer support is essential for the success of a company, that offering support day in and day out is a challenge, but that the right tools help companies offer support in a professional manner. While I like support forums because I can learn from the questions others post, ultimately a company will need to have a ticket system in place in order to maintain customer privacy and keep track of support requests. The hallmarks of a good support system is that it captures all of the data needed to understand and respond to requests. Customer interactions are tracked so nothing is lost. It's easy to use, and as much as possible the workflow is streamlined and automated. Fluent Support is a new help desk plugin from the WP Manage Ninja team, the makers of Fluent Forms and other well-respected plugins. It provides a robust ticket management system and has integrations with a number of popular WordPress plugins. Fluent Support has a free version and a pro version. I think the best way to show the different features of each version will be to first walk through the free version and then to take a look at the features of the pro version. I set up a test site using the Cadence theme, and I installed one of their starter templates, this one here. It has a number of different color palettes, so I chose this one and set it up for the Pippa page builder. Pippa's the name of my dog. Let's see, I installed the free Easy Digital Downloads plugin and the EDD Auto Register. This add-on for Easy Digital Downloads makes it so when the user purchases, a user is automatically created on the WordPress site. So I have a pricing page here and two packages. We'll use this as our product that the support team is working with. So I'm going to begin by installing the free version of Fluent Support. And this is one of those plugins where when you do install the pro version, you need to have the free version installed also. So here it is. You can see on WordPress.org, it's brand new, less than 10 active installs. So let's install and activate. And then we get a new menu item here for Fluent Support. So the first thing it asks you to do is to set up your business. So my business is going to be the Pippa Builder Company. And the business email will be david@webtng.com. And then a support page. So let's see, I think I have a page. Name support already, yeah. So here's the support page. You can see it's just a blank page at this point. So here it is here, and it says to put this short code in it. So let's go and add that short code. I'll update that. And then we've completed the business setup. Now let's look at the settings here. So first there are global settings. This is the support page that we set up. This is the message if the user's not logged in. You have the option to disable public ticket submission, file types, and the max size that people can add, like for screenshots or whatnot. Then tags is a pro feature, and it's the ability then to tag your tickets. So you can do searching and filtering and bulk operations. Ticket from config is pretty interesting. This allows you to choose a source for knowledge base articles, and you can then give suggestions to users when they submit a ticket of here are some starting articles that might help you out. You can add custom fields, and that's a pro feature. Products, so you can select which product the ticket relates to, so you'll want to set up your products. I set up the Pippa Builder already. So that's just a simple thing here. Support staff. I've added myself and 2 other users, one for tech support and one for accounting. And an interesting thing here, let's look at my record here, is you have these pretty fine-grained permissions for reporting, for managing settings, for workflow permissions, and ticket permissions. And so when I created Bob and Cindy, I just gave them the contributor role. I didn't have to give them an admin role. And we can do that because we have these fine-grained permissions. We can give them a lower role in WordPress and then control what they can access in Fluent Support. There's an integration with Fluent CRM, which is another plugin by the same company, and it's an email marketing automation plugin. And since a lot of support involves email messaging, it's nice that you have the option for this integration. And then there's some other integrations for messaging and notification platforms. Telegram, if you want to, say, have a chat option, you can integrate with Telegram. Slack, if maybe your developers are on Slack. And it's not showing here, but there's also a Discord integration. I'm not going to try to set these up, but we'll come back and look at the screens when I activate the Pro version so you can see what kind of information is needed to link them up. So we don't have any tickets yet. Let's go as a user and place an order and submit a ticket. Okay, so I've got an incognito window here, and we come to the website, we go buy, we choose our package, and we purchase. Go to checkout, and here's our package. I did create a coupon so that I wouldn't have to enter a credit card. And this user will be Kits. I apologize, I didn't customize the colors here. So we'll purchase, and here's our purchase confirmation. Here's the download, so we can download the Pippa Builder plugin. We've downloaded the plugin, we've tested it a bit, and we notice that it doesn't have a back to top button option. So let's go to support and let's add a ticket, and let's ask for a feature request. And this is the form that users see by default, and they can add a screenshots or whatever if they need to. And then they can choose the product, and the user can choose a priority. So if the user feels that, they have a site down or they're on a deadline or whatever, they can let you know that. And then we create the ticket. All right, so now let's go back and take a look from the support person's point of view. So here are the new tickets, and we see that the user has given us a feature request. This is a little chart here that shows you the number of new tickets, active tickets, closed tickets, responses, interactions, unassigned tickets. Okay. And then this interface, you can see all tickets, you can see your tickets, and you can see unassigned tickets. So manager could come in here and look at unassigned tickets and assign them to users, and support staff can come here and see their tickets. Okay, so you have a interface that shows a number of tickets. You can add one manually. You can refresh the screen. You can look at the last customer response. You can sort by ticket ID, product ID, priority, client priority, title, last agent response, and or last customer response. Then you have some filters here for open, active, new, closed, all. Which inbox or, company it is. So you could support theoretically more than one company. The product, if you have multiple products and you had different support staff supporting different companies or assigned to different products. And then here is a list of your support persons, your internal priority, what you give it as opposed to what the customer gives it, and then the customer priority. I think this is a title search for a keyword, and you can toggle on waiting for reply, which is nice. So where you know that you've answered the customer and you're waiting for a reply from them. And then Here's kind of a summary of the ticket and who it's assigned to, the status, and the date, how long it's been active. Okay, so let's go take a look at this ticket. Here we can add a reply. We can add an internal note. We can say, this is a good feature request. And here we can assign to an agent. We can refresh the screen. We can close the ticket. This shows the company and the product. And here it shows the client priority, our priority, and its status. And over here you have the customer's name and their email. And we'll see you get some more information with the Pro version over here. We'll see that in a few minutes. Let's go ahead and assign this to me. I'll reply and say, great idea, thanks. We'll add it to the list. Okay, and then that goes out to the customer. Over here you have a reports menu item. These are closed tickets or resolved tickets, and then this is an agent report, and then this shows individual performance. Reports by agent is a Pro feature. Here you have a list of customers. You can add a customer manually, like if, say, you get a support request from social media or something. This is the user ID on the system, their name. This is their basic info, which comes from, the users. Here it's showing their support tickets, their email, their status, how many tickets they have. And then I think this would be for the Slack, Telegram information. Okay, so that's this interface here. Now we go over here and you see that you can create some kind of canned replies, which is a Pro feature. You can look at kind of an activity log. You can set the number of days to keep the log or disable it. Here you can edit the company information or add another business or company. Workflows, this is where you get into automations. That's also a Pro feature. And then this is back to the settings. So that's kind of a quick walkthrough of the free version. This is the Fluent Support website. This is where you get the Pro version. They have a page for features, and we're going to look at a lot of these. And this is a page for integrations, which is good to see. Here's a list of all the integrations. You can see they have WooCommerce and Easy Digital Downloads, or kind of the e-commerce options. They have Lifter LMS, LearnDash, and Tutor LMS, which are the WordPress e-learning options. They have Slack and Telegram and Discord for messaging and notification integrations. They have Membership Pro, Wishlist Member, Buddy Boss, and Restrict Content Pro, which are membership site options. Then they also have an integration with their own Fluent Forms, so you can create support forms using Fluent Forms if you want something custom. And then it also has the integration for Fluent CRM, which is WordPress hosted email marketing and email newsletter plugin. So there are some good integrations for just kind of starting out. It's a pretty good list. Then the last thing I wanted to show you on the website is this is the help documentation. I don't see a link to it at the top. I got the documentation link from the bottom in the footer. Maybe they'll add that to the top of the page. And they have a pretty good knowledge base going. Here, for example, I've selected one of the kind of more advanced Pro features, which is the email piping. And this gives instructions for how to set that up. I'll show you the interface where you do this, but it's nice to know that here's kind of the instructions for how to do these things. Sometimes people launch themes or plugins and the documentation isn't there. So I like seeing that they've kind of been proactive here on the documentation. Okay, so let's go back to the site now. Okay, so now let's go and install the Pro version and let's set up some of these Pro features. Okay, I've installed and activated Fluent Support Pro, the Pro version. And let's go to the settings. You can see I've activated the license. We can create now some ticket tags. So let's create one called feature requests. And one for pre-sales. And you could keep going here. You could add ones for bugs or for beta testers, however you wanted to do it. And then you can also add custom fields. So let's add a custom field, and you can see you have some choices. You can have a single line, multi-line text, number field, a select, drop down, a radio, checkboxes, EDD products, EDD orders. So notice that the Pro version here has picked up our Easy Digital download integration. Okay, so that's nice. So we will do the select choice. Label will be, call it department. We'll call it sales, accounting, and support. We've got that done. We don't need conditional logic. I think we're going to actually use this in a form, so we won't make this an agent-only field. Okay, so there's our custom field, which we'll use. Products we already did. We already did support staff. I'm not going to go into the Fluent CRM integration. There were the notification options. This is where you would link Fluent Support with Telegram. And then here's where you would link with Slack. And here's where you would link with Discord. And so now let's go to the dashboard. Let's go to saved replies. Actually, let's go to tickets and let's copy this text that we sent for the feature request, and we'll go to save replies, create new. So now when we get a feature request and we like it, we have a canned email we can send to them. And let's add another one. We'll call this accounting question. Thank you for contacting us. Your ticket has been sent to the accounting department. Okay, so we have our kind of canned replies, and I just want to show you where you can access these. Let's go to that ticket that was created. Okay, and we're responding to the customer. There's a templates button here now, and you see you can then pick the template, the canned response, and paste that in and then reply. That's a nice feature there to save time typing for frequent types of responses. Then another thing we see here when we're working with the tickets is that when we look at the customer, it shows us what the customer bought, gives us a summary of the customer order. So that's another Easy Digital download integration feature. And it's the same for WooCommerce. You'd have WooCommerce information here as well. There's a little icon where it tells you the purchase date. And if you click on that, then you go look at the receipt order information for the order. Now we go to workflows, and we have the option to create a workflow. There are two types of workflows. There's manual and automatic. So let's create an automatic workflow, and we'll call this one ticket received. And we'll go and set it up. So we have a trigger. Right now we have two triggers, on ticket creation and on customer response. So let's do on ticket creation. And a condition is you can set up workflow conditions based on the customer information, title, message, attachments, date, time range, and priority and product. For example, if you had several products, you might want to send a different message or customize the message by product. And when you pick one of these, like let's say title, then you have an operator contains or does not contain, and then you can put in a value. So let's choose selected product equals the Pippa builder. So when a ticket's created, then we do an action. So we could add a tag for the product, but let's assign the ticket to Cindy, who's our customer support person. And we can skip that if it's already assigned to somebody else. And so this will be called assign ticket. And then we'll add another action. Okay, and that will be to respond. And we'll say, thank you for contacting us. We'll respond to the ticket as soon as possible. And then you could put in here, like a link maybe to FAQs or the documentation or whatever. And you can have respond by the current assignee, which is why we assigned the agent first. And then we can fall back to me. The action title is send initial response. So here's our first automatic workflow. And you notice that when you save them, it starts off as draft. So if you're ready for it to take effect, you can set it to published, or if sometimes you might want to pause automated workflows, then you can set to draft to pause them. Okay, so now let's go back to our incognito window. Okay, so let's add another ticket, and this ticket will be another feature request where the user suggests, please add a theme builder. I noticed the Pippa builder doesn't have a theme builder. What do you think? Okay, we'll select our product, our priority, and now we have a department option. Okay, so we're going to send that to support, and we create the ticket. Okay, so let's go back now to our support view, take a look at the tickets, and here's our new ticket, and it's waiting, but notice that it's assigned to Cindy already. Okay, because our automation worked, let's go take a look at the ticket. We notice that Cindy sent the email that thank you for contacting us, we'll respond to the ticket as soon as possible. Okay, so our automation worked. Okay, now let's go and add a reply. And now we'll use our canned reply. Okay, so let's look at how the tagging and the manual workflow work. I'm going to select multiple tickets here, and you notice we get this kind of toolbar. Here you can add a reply, and then the reply would be sent to all the selected tickets. You could assign an agent, select a bunch of tickets and assign them to an agent. Here you can run a workflow. Here you can add tags. You can close tickets or delete them. Let's apply the tags. We know these both are great ideas. Add a theme builder, add a back to top button. So we added tags for feature requests. Okay, and I apply that, and we see now these have their tags. You could search, if we had a bunch of them here, it would be more illustrative, but you can search and filter now on tags. So it's done that. And if we select them, now we have, remember, a manual workflow feature implemented. So what this should do is send out the email that the feature's been implemented and close the tickets. So let's run that. And those tickets are gone now. And if we go look at the closed tickets, there they are. Okay, so that's an example of using the manual workflow. And you can see how easy it is to automate some bulk operations. Okay, we've looked at many of the features, but before we get to the discussion and conclusions, there are a few more things I want to show you. Let's go to reports. And remember, agent reports was a pro-only feature. So here you see we have our agents that have been active, and it tells what they've done. If we go to resolve stats, we see the 2 tickets we just closed. If we go to response stats, we see those. So those are the agent reports that come as part of Pro. Then one last thing, when we set up the inbox that we've been using, it was for type web. Remember? Now, Fluent Support allows you to have multiple channels for ticket handling. If we look at the Add New Business Inbox option, you notice that there's a web-based one, which is what we've been using, but there's also an email-based channel. And this is a powerful feature. I'm just going to kind of show you the first steps of this. Okay. What you have to do is you have to connect that email address with the Fluent Support email parser. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to go to your setup for that mailbox for, in this case, support at webtng.com, and you would set up forwarding so that when someone emails to support, it would get channeled into the ticketing system. Okay, and so here it gives you a masked email address that the support at webtng.com would forward to. Once you set up that auto forwarding, you click here and it will enable email piping. So it's nice that customers can submit tickets and respond to emails from their email box if that's more convenient. Okay, now it's time for some discussion and conclusions. We've had a pretty good walkthrough of the free version of Fluent Support, and we looked at the features of Pro. There's definitely a lot more that could be shown. Fluent Support is very comprehensive for a first release. They use the plugin themselves and also had a number of other WordPress businesses use it, so there's been a lot more testing than most new plugins get. There are several hallmarks of good Helpdesk and customer support systems. You need to be able to capture the information needed to help customers and close tickets. Customer interactions need to be tracked. You need performance metrics to help prioritize and make sure everyone is working efficiently. It needs to be easy to use with automations to streamline processes, and integrations also make it easier to use. On the front end, the support portal was easy to use as a customer. The integration with knowledge base articles is nice, as it gives customers something to check on, which may help them. The custom fields help to make sure tickets have the crucial information the business needs to make it easier to route using workflows and to organize tickets with tags. The ability to submit and respond via email is a huge convenience for customers. On the back end, for support staff, tagging, sorting, and filtering of tickets, manual and automatic workflows, and saved or canned replies are great features to make it easier to manage, respond, and close tickets. The integrations seem to have been carefully selected and make a lot of sense. They represent the most popular WordPress plugins for e-commerce, learning management systems, and membership management. The notification and messaging options chosen are also popular and frequently used by development teams. In terms of metrics, on pretty much every ticket-related screen, there were signals related to indicate time and priority. There are also decent reports for tracking performance. Fluent Support is very sophisticated and full-featured, but there could still be improvements and additions. For example, the customer could have an option to indicate how happy they were with support that could be shown in a time to resolve report. I didn't notice in reports the ability to view statistics by priority, but such a report would help managers to see how effective the priority options are. I was pretty happy with the number and types of integrations, but I did notice that you needed to manually create support persons both in WordPress and then again in Fluent Support. The fine-grained permission system looked to work well, but maybe a support team role could be added when the plugin is installed, and that would make it easier to add users in the support system. Another integration point is that you also have to enter the products manually, and maybe that could be something that could have helper code so that products or courses can be picked up by the system easier. Also, it's not hard to imagine that some businesses would want to install Fluent Support on a subdomain, and I'm not sure how well that would be supported in terms of single sign-on or webhooks for cross-site communication. I was very impressed with Fluent Support. Obviously, a lot of thought and care has gone into the architecture and user interface. The product is under active development, and the team is adding new features at a fast pace. WP Managed Ninja has a solid reputation in the WordPress community, and all in all, Fluent Support looks like a home run. So that is my walkthrough and review of Fluent Support. There's a text summary available on the WebTNG website, along with other walkthroughs, reviews, and resources. I hope you found the video useful. Thank you for watching.